Welcome to Thunder Bay Live. I'm here at the Renaissance Cafe. I'm here today with Keith Hobbs, Mayor of Thunder Bay. Keith, always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Always fun to be here.
You're always on the spot because I'm always asking questions about what's going on in the community. So what they ask me or what I hear about or see on Facebook, I bring to your attention.
Yeah.
So today, Keith, I'd like to focus on the Intergovernmental Committee and the Event Center. It keeps popping up in every discussion that people have. It's always about the Event Center. What's happening with your relationship with the provincial government or our relationship, and what's happening with the Intergovernmental Committee? What do they do, and what's coming up in the next little while?
Yeah, so for those that don't know out there, we have an Intergovernmental Affairs Committee. There's 5 city councillors that sit on that committee, and we take issues to both levels of government, provincial and federal. And although I got to say that we have a fantastic relationship with the provincial government. We're now building a great relationship with this new federal government. I've met with Minister Hadju, I bet you on 4 occasions, and MP Rusnak as well, and given them our priorities. This week we're going to give them our infrastructure priorities, and we hear that there's money coming for that. So it's very exciting that we have 2 Liberal governments that are on the same page. I had the Premier drop into my office last week and meet me for an hour, and it was only on short notice. It was pretty awesome, and what an engaging lady Kathleen Wynne is. She's a great Premier. She loves the North. She's been here so many times, and we talked for an hour on issues, germane to Thunder Bay, homelessness, housing, alcohol and addictions are #1 priority as a council. People always say, the event center is your legacy. You want to build an event center and leave that legacy. And I say, no, you know what I want to do, and I know council is on board for this. We want to eradicate homelessness and solve the housing issues. We want to fix the alcohol and drug addiction issues in this city. And that would be my legacy and our legacy as a council. We do that, everything else is going to fall into place. If you take care of the most marginalized people in the world, you have a good society and you're going to grow. So, the event center, we're not giving up on it for sure. We're looking at it differently. We don't know whether the feds are going to fund it. We're actually talking to a private person right now, a private investor that is very interested in the event center. So it's always evolving, but we're not giving up on it. I went to the breakfast for the Thunder Bay Twins. There was about 100 people that played for the Twins over the years when we brought hometown hockey in, and they all said, you gotta fix that rat hole at the Gardens. You gotta tear it down and build us a new arena. I hear it from parents and of kids that go and play in the Gardens, and we need to change that facility. My generation enjoyed that facility for years. It's seen the end of its useful life. Whether, whatever Ray Smith or those naysayers say, that building has come down, we need to erect something new. And it's only fair that we do that for the next generation and the next generation coming up. So we're still looking at it. Funding, of course, is the big issue. We have the province on board. The Premier said perhaps in 2017, with the 150 anniversary, that there could be some funding. So we're not giving up on it. It's something that needs to be done.
Well, the stars are all lined up, of course, because obviously Bill Morrow and Michael Gravel have helped this area tremendously with their support. We've done a lot of projects. Now that we have the federal Liberals and and provincial Liberals lined up,
yeah.
I mean, this is a great opportunity. If we don't get what we want now or what we need now, that's going to be tough.
There's no doubt about it, but there's infrastructure also involves people. It's not just buildings. Our biggest infrastructure is people. And if we don't take care of those people first and get those issues resolved, we'll always be plagued in the city of Thunder Bay. And that's the reason I ran for mayor in 2010. I was so frustrated as a cop to be picking up the same people all the time and no help for them. Just drop them in jail and wash your hands of it, but they're back the next night. And if we don't take care of those people, and we're spending billions of dollars, I think it's $7 to $9 billion on homelessness in the country. If you resolve that issue, that's $9 billion that you can spend somewhere else.
Well, I know that we've focused on the physical infrastructure. Now we're focused on the social infrastructure. One of the things that I get out there is that people don't understand that there's different dollars allocated to different projects. So if we don't get the event center, that money isn't going to go to social, whatever, it's going to go somewhere else.
Let's go to some other municipality that wants to build an event center. Right now, Sudbury's looking at a private-public partnership to build an event center. It's happening all over the country. People have their priorities, their infrastructure priorities, and yeah, if we don't get that money, it's gone.
It's gone. It's not going to go to homelessness.
No, I mean,
That's
they're
a
going to
different
work
pot.
on that as a file. There's a file for homelessness, there's a file for roads, bridges, sewers, that infrastructure. There's a file for recreational facilities. And we have to fight for every dollar we can get it, wherever we can get it.
And it's kind of funny because the naysayers don't understand that. They think that you only got one pot and it's all tied to the event center. If we don't get that, if we spend our money on event center, there's no money for anything else. And that's a complete fallacy.
Yeah, exactly. I just got a letter from MP Rusnak this week, and we're going to be giving a list of our priorities, our infrastructure priorities. To me, our road priorities are Water Street, Cumberland Street, Balmoral Street, and we're going to ask for funding for that.
Of course.
That'll free up money that we budgeted for something else. Maybe we can put that into Renew Thunder Bay to offset money that we won't get from the feds for the event center. So, I mean, it's always an evolving, revolving game, and you just have to try and manage the dollars however you can.
Thank you, Keith, for explaining that for the people out there. It's always a pleasure because, like I said, you get the rumors out there and you get all kinds of misconceptions, but when you come on, you're actually saying what is happening. And whether they believe you or not, at least you presented the case for the city.
Well, I wish more people would phone me. I have an open door policy I have had since I became mayor, and I tell people, if you have a question, phone me or drop into the office. Make an appointment, drop into the office. I don't get much uptake on that. The first couple of years I was swamped with calls and emails and social media. I got off social media, as you know, but I'm there, I'm accessible, and just ask me and I can answer the question. If I don't have the answer, I'll find it.
And very briefly, Keith, the media, and I guess one particular media source is not covering you still. Do you want to comment on that, or do you want to say anything about that?
I'll just say that in my mind, I was defending City Council from a statement that was made on TV News Watch, and we've been through all this before, and we've had meetings with upper management at Dougal Media, and they want me to apologize publicly, which I'm never going to do for defending us, and whether they believe that it was a bad statement or not. I felt it was, so I won't be apologizing, so they won't be speaking to me still. So it's been a year, but you notice on TV, I'm not on TV anymore, and when city council meetings are shown, they pan by me. Or yesterday I was at the Stall kickoff, Stall Foundation kickoff. They shut the camera off, and I don't care if that's the way they want to behave. That's fine. It's I don't think it's affecting the city. I'm getting a lot of airtime here on CBC, on national. I'm just trying to promote the city. So city that's suffering, not me.
It's kind of unfortunate because I know that in the case with the media, I know Rob Ford did a million different things, didn't talk to the media, etc., and yet they still covered him. They were very professional about that. I do, however, I have spoken to some of the reporters, and they're professional. They would love to cover you, etc., but they're given direction not to.
I get that, Aldo, and like I said, as a police officer, I was a spokesperson for the media. I used to drop everything to speak to Dougal Media or any media outlet, and it's same as mayor. For my first 5 years as mayor, I dropped everything to talk to them, and because we have one disagreement, you know what, it's childish, and we need to move forward from it. But I won't be apologizing.
Well, you're welcome to come on Thunder Bay Live anytime you want. We love having you here. And if you have any more questions, info@thunderbaylive.com. Send them to us, email us, and we'll get them directly to the mayor. Or give the mayor a call, talk to him, text him, phone him, make an appointment. He's super accessible.
khobbs@thunderbay.ca.
khobbs@thunderbay.ca. And the phone number?
625-3601. And you can make an appointment to come in and see me.
Perfect. Keith, once again, I want to thank you for being on Thunder Bay Live.
Thanks.
Always a pleasure. Thunder Bay Live at the Renaissance Cafe. If you have any comments, questions, etc., you can Facebook me on Facebook, or you can contact info@thunderbaylive.com. Thank you. Have a great day. Always a pleasure.